What's up, boys? So today I want to be talking about the 7 games of DEI Slop. And also I want to be talking about both two versions of DEI. There is the authentic DEI and there's performative DEI. So what is my goal for 2026? So my goal for 2026 would be to dissect the 7 games of DEI Slop. Now, what do I mean by that? There are going to be 7 games that I will be trying out all by myself with blind gameplay, and I even want to see on how far I can go before I say, nah, bro, this is too much. What the fuck were they doing to begin with? And the reason why I'm doing this is not because I'm a masochist, it's because I want to have it as an autopsy. I want to see what the fuck were they doing, what they were actually trying to go for, and why people just fucking hate it, right? Other than, oh, it's because it's DEI. But there's more to it than, in my opinion, being, oh, it's just DEI. So, what are these 7 games I'm asking about? So, there is The Last of Us Part 2, there is Dustborn, there is Star Wars Outlaws, there is Dragon Age The Veilguard, there is Assassin's Creed Shadows, there is Saints Row with the 2022 or 2023 remake, and then the final game that's not released just yet, but it will be in the future, Intergalactic. Now, I'll be trying out all of these 7 games. Yep, all of these 7 DEI slub games. We know they're all pieces of shit. We get it, right? And we know exactly that Intergalactic is also probably going to be a piece of shit too. But why am I doing this? It's because throughout my studies and throughout what I've learned within studying DEI further, which doesn't really take a whole lot, it's just that people just see it in a completely new target. Um, one of the biggest problems that we have right now is when it comes to DEI, there are two versions of DEI. There's the authentic DEI that actually tries to give a shit, and then there's the DEI that we know and I suppose hate, not love. Um, it is the DEI where it is Americanized and it's something that we all see the most common, and it's not the one that we asked for, but it's the one that we have to use, or so they say. Performative DEI is basically tokenism. It is, the whole fucking diversity bullshit. It is the whole, but it's the diversity bullshit on how they make it. It's not like, oh, diversity is good. It's just the way and how they fucking make it is what's the fucking problem. So there is tokenism. There is this performative toxic, what's his face, diversity. There is like they do like this weird bullshit where they try and say that like they're trans and they don't like this idea of being called he, him, or she, her, or whatever the fuck. I feel like that's also kind of like toxic in my opinion, because how the fuck are we supposed to know to begin with? And then you automatically get offended by one shot. Give me a fucking break. I want to see what I can do with that one. That's my study. Um, Now, what would be authentic DEI? Authentic DEI is basically, it's very simple. You just give a shit about that person like a person. Damn, that's crazy. Imagine giving a shit about a gay dude and a lesbian and a transsexual like people. Oh my god. Right? And that's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on those two versions of the. Now, what would be the crossfires of DEI as games? I always thought that one of those games would be something like Life is Strange 1 to 3. I have no idea what the fuck they were doing with double exposure, I'm gonna be real. But Life is Strange 1 was really good. There was Life is Strange Before the Storm, I think they also did pretty good. Life is Strange 2, there's actually a lot more towards it than just, Sean and Daniel Diaz deporting themselves to Mexico. And they did this 10 years ago. Oh, no, hang on. They did this. It's 2020. Oh, wow, they did this. Oh, wow, they actually did do this 10 years ago. Oh, shit, okay. Excuse me about that. So, Sean and Daniel Diaz, they deported themselves from United States to Mexico about 10 years ago, yes. And then there is Life is Strange 3 with X-Gen. It's a little bit more on the weaker side, but they still did a good job. But then they made Life is Strange Double Exposure, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? Where's Chloe? Where's all this bullshit? Why did Max break up with Chloe? And we're just like, whatever they were doing with Life is Strange Double Exposure, the reason why that happened was because I feel like it was just a one and done toxic idea that they had to do, and now they have to unfuck the idea with the next game. I hope they do. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. It's a short video, I know, surprisingly. I thought it was gonna be like some fucking 43-minute, 38-second video, but no, it's just short like that. I want to make like a target for why these games are fucking awful, and why also the reason why something like Life is Strange gets targeted as DEI slop is because we, as especially men as gamers, are longing for being able to see a game where you come out as a boy. Excuse me, you come in as a boy, you enter as a boy, and you come out as a man. And we're not talking about just some femboy. We're talking about a dude with nuts. We're talking about a dude with hair on his balls. We're talking about a dude that feels like, he accomplished something in his life and it feels manly. We're looking for that again. Because I'll be honest, I don't mind femboys. I think they're fine. But, like, it feels like we are focusing on, well, at least when it comes to the world or America or whatever the fuck, they are focusing on an idea that I see as toxic, and they need to swap that shit around. And I feel like I'm not the only one that sees it as toxic either, because I'm sure there's plenty of people where they see Life is Strange and they go, what the fuck is this bullshit? And I understand that. But I feel like something like Life is Strange shouldn't be the one that's meant to be targeted, because Life is Strange 1, Before the Storm, 2, and 3 all actually at least try to give a shit about LGBT. Whereas something like Dustborn, you really think Dustborn gives a shit about you? Really? You think Star Wars or, Assassin's Creed Shadows or Dragon Age: The Failguard, you think those games are actually good ideas of games of what diversity is meant to look like? No, they're fucking not. And that's the reason why I come in. I come in here to focus on these 7 games and figure out what the fuck actually happened. And yeah, sure, you can say, oh, you don't need to do that, but I personally want to do all these 7 games. Just to really, really see the details of the fucking mud that they have done. And the reason why The Last of Us Part 2 was targeted there is because I believe, and I believe even when it comes to Asmongold, is that it has done so much irreparable fucking damage that I actually believe that it is the first game out there that started this whole charade with DEI slop. I think that the whole idea with the whole death threats bullshit with Abby, the absolute fucking diversity that has happened when it came to the Last of Us community, especially whenever they killed Joel, and the absolute fucking dumpster fire we had to deal with for fucking weeks on end. And then somehow it also fucking gets Game of the Year, because why the fuck not? So no wonder why we got all fucking mad. That's where I come in. I try out Life is Strange. I come in and I try out The Last of Us Part 1, which is, I believe, the 1. And then there is The Last of Us Part 2. And I also need to try and figure out what the fuck, I did it again. What is The Last of Us Part 1 is, because how I remembered it was Last of Us 1, and then Last of Us Part 2, and then there's a Part 1, but it's also like a remake. I believe there's no real problems with that one. I need to figure it out myself, because it can be a bit confusing. But I'm sure it's basically just a remake. So that's what I'll be doing. So I'll be focusing on Part 1 and Part 2, so that way I can actually catch up. Then, it would be what else? Oh, there was another one, Forspoken, that piece of shit. Now I remembered. Then there was so let's see, there's actually 8 then. So it would be okay, this is all in one take. So it would be Jesus Christ. I froze because it's still recording. There is fucking hell. There is Star Wars Outlaws. There is Assassin's Creed Shadows. There is Dragon Age: The Veilguard. There is Dustborn. There is I just fucking said it. Jesus Christ. Whatever. Basically, I'll be focusing on these games. I'll figure out what the fuck's going on. It's been like 2 to 3 years of me recording or whatever the fuck. It's been a long time. Okay, so I need to catch myself a bit of a break. And maybe I'll make like a cleaner video. Maybe not. Probably not because I'm fucking lazy. But yeah, that's my focus. We'll see what happens when it comes to these games because I will be talking about like how I feel and what happened at the end. So, like for example, let's say I complete The Last of Us, Part 1 and Part 2. I would be talking about these games both on video and as a documentary. Like I'll make like a Google Doc, it'll be a PDF, and you guys can read it, right? And maybe they'll be in the comments somewhere or on Twitter or whatever the fuck, right? But yeah, this is my focus I want to do right now. And the reason why is so that way you get an actual, like, what happened. No bullshit, no frills, no, like, supercut edits of what happened. It's just me in my fucking bedroom with the AC and the fan on, with, like, the scruffed up blankets and the pillow behind me. And that's all you'll be getting, except for maybe might change my shirt every once in a while. And that's what I'll be doing. And it'd be like, for example, I'll be talking about like some bullshit with the dog or some bullshit that happened with Abby and so on, right? So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And wishing me luck with all of these because it is going to be, suffocating for my soul, but I think I'll survive. And I'll be seeing you whenever I complete The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, which I believe would actually be the longest series. The first game that I had to start with is, unironically, the longest series. And then something like, I don't know, maybe something like Dustborn is like the shortest, right? We'll see what happens. So, I'll be seeing you whenever the fuck I'm finished. See you soon.